Breaking in the last 35 minutes, a lawsuit, one of them at least, against the two initiatives that legalize medical marijuana in Nebraska was thrown out in district court.
The lawsuit claimed they violated the state and federal law. A Lancaster County judge found the man who filed the lawsuit did not have the standing to sue. Now, all of this comes on the same day the Nebraska Medical Cannabis Commission adopted emergency rules. As First Alert 6 reporter John Chapman tells us, some of the meeting were worried about these rules.
Emergency rules and regulations of how Nebraska will deal with medical cannabis were made public today.
On the table, you guys are seeing hot off the press some draft regulations, emergency regulations.
People in attendance of the Nebraska Medical Cannabis Commission meeting had little time to look over the more than dozen pages of emergency rules and regulations, but many were able to find some concern in the document. Jim Wilson, speaking on behalf of the Nebraska Pharmacy Association, had concerns about the lack of input by pharmacists and how that might affect patients.
Assessing the medications that they are currently on and what happens with the addition of medical cannabis and the many side effects that can occur and the many drug interactions which can occur with medical cannabis.
There was also concern about where dispensaries would be located. The emergency rules and regulations call for one dispensary in each of the 12 judicial districts in Nebraska.
One dispensary per judicial district is, I don't even know how you do that.
It seems to me that would be one dispensary in all of Douglas County, which has over 500,000 residents. That seems silly and just obviously not feasible.
People also pointed out the emergency rules and regulations did not include how patients would register to receive medical cannabis and how the rules prohibit certain ways the plant can be used.
1207B violates both Statute 437, the Medical Cannabis Patient Protection Act, as well as Statute 438, the Medical Cannabis Regulation Act. What that means is that all parts of the plant, including the raw plant itself, are legal and should be provided to patients. The draft regulations that you've all approved are in direct violation of that. And I think what's even more important to note is that it's in direct violation of what 71% of people voted for in November.
The commission told the audience they would take public comments through July 15th and use those suggestions to shape regulations that will replace the emergency document.
This is what had to be done, and since this is the attorney's recommendation that we at least provide this for you, that's where we are at the moment.
In Lincoln, I'm John Chapman, First Alert 6.
The commission did not lay out what conditions qualify for medical cannabis. If you'd like to weigh in, you can write a comment to the State Liquor Commission. We do have that information available for you. It's on this story on our website, firstalert6.com.